two parallel rail tracks run north to south. Train A moves north with a speed of 54 km per hour and train B moves south with a speed of 90 km per hour. What is the velocity of B with respect to A? Velocity of ground with respect to B, and velocity of a monkey running on the roof of a train A against its motion with velocity of 18 km per hour with respect to train A as observed by a man standing on the ground. Question, we see that train A is traveling towards north direction and train B is traveling towards south direction. Let us suppose train A is traveling towards x-axis, that is positive x-axis, and train B is moving towards negative x-axis, and this is the origin. Okay, now solution. Now the velocity of train A is given as 54 km per hour. Converting this into meter per second, meter per second. Velocity of B is 90 km per hour. But as this train is traveling opposite to train A towards the negative x-axis, so we'll consider it as a minus 90 km per hour. Converting this into meter per second. We have to find out the relative velocity. We have to find out the relative velocity of train B with respect to train A. We have to find out the relative velocity of train B with respect to train A is equal to velocity of B minus velocity of A is equal to velocity of B minus 25 minus velocity of A 50. So velocity of B with respect to A is equal to minus 40 meter per second. So from this what we conclude is that from train A, if you are observing from train A which is also traveling with the speed of 15 meter per second, if you observe train B appears to be traveling with the speed of 40 meter per second. As we are observing from train A which is also traveling with a particular speed, train B appears to be traveling faster than its original speed. So suppose if train A was stationary, okay, if train A was not traveling at all, if train A was stationary, then velocity of VA would have been 0. Okay, velocity of VA would have been 0 and velocity of B with respect to A would have been minus 25 minus 0, so is equal to 25 meter per second. Okay, if the train A was stationary, but as the train A is also traveling, so the displacement between them is also increasing, and as we know, velocity is displacement per unit time. So that is why the train B appears to be traveling with more speed than actually it is. Now we have to find out the relative velocity of the ground with respect to B. Velocity of ground with respect to B is equal to velocity of ground minus velocity of train B. Now velocity of ground, now the ground is not moving, ground is stationary, so velocity of ground will be 0, and minus velocity of train B is minus 25 meter per second. So velocity of ground with respect to B will be 25 meter per second. Now this is a positive value. Why? Because because the train is moving in the negative direction, but the ground is stationary. So when the person watching the ground, so when the observer sitting in the train will observe the ground as it is moving in the opposite direction, that is towards the positive direction. Okay, so that is why the velocity of ground with respect to B as seen from B is positive 25 meter per second. Now this is a positive value. See, as the train B is moving in the negative direction, okay, it is moving in negative x-axis, moving towards negative x-axis, and the ground is stationary. Okay, it is not moving anywhere else. Now the observer from the train, while the train is moving in the negative direction, the observer looks at the ground. It appears that ground is moving in opposite direction. Okay, and that opposite direction is positive x-axis. So that is why the velocity of the ground as seen from the train will appear as plus 25 meter per second. A, in third question, as train is traveling with the speed of 15 meter per second, there is a monkey. Okay, there is a monkey who is traveling in the opposite direction of the train. The relative velocity of monkey is given with respect to A. So the velocity of monkey with respect to train A is 18 km per hour. Now converting this into meter per second. Now as this monkey is traveling in the opposite direction of the train, so we will consider this quantity as negative. Okay, we will consider this quantity as negative. Now we have to find out the actual velocity of the monkey seen from the ground. So as given, velocity of monkey with respect to train A is, so velocity of monkey with respect to train A is given as -5. We don't know velocity of monkey. Minus is 15. So the velocity of monkey observed from the ground is 10 meter per second. See, the answer we received is positive 10 meter per second. Now from this, we can assume that the monkey which is observed from the ground appears to be moving along the positive x-axis. But in the question, the monkey is traveling in the opposite direction of train. So how this is possible? See, this is possible because the speed of train is greater than the speed of monkey. So from the ground, it appears like the train is moving in this direction, positive x-axis. There is a monkey, and monkey is moving in the opposite direction of the train. But because the speed of monkey is less than the speed of train, it appears as monkey is moving in the direction of the train. See, the monkey is moving in the opposite direction, but because the speed of train is greater than speed of monkey, the monkey appears to be moving in the positive direction.